Alrighty then, ladies and gents, we are back. This time around, this is the WSDL, which is a league I'm still participating in, but this video was a while back. I got a new computer in the meantime, so I have no clue what the sets were, but I like to prep with a notebook. I write everything down, and then I just put it on my computer. For some reason, it makes me think better. I don't know. I just like to do it on paper for some reason. And so I have every team with me in my notebook, or at least most ones, because sometimes I just make them on the fly because I have very little time or whatever. So for this week we brought this is my week one. I actually tried to copy Monotoui's draft, but he got a Dragalge and I got a I got a Nidoking, and he got a Registeel and I got, I think it was Gramble. No, he had Comfy and I got Gramble, and then he got Registeel and I have a Escavalier. That's it. Yeah, but so basically my draft, well, these are the main 6 that you're going to be seeing most of the time. Well, these are one of my favorites. So it's actually Zard X, Slowking with the Assault Vest. Charizard is 2 attacks, Flare Blitz, Earthquake, Dragon Dance, Roost. Gliscor is Earthquake. Oh, Rocks, Facade, and Protect. Keldio's Choice Scarf in case the Mega Gyarados gets out of hand, or he just has a random Scarfer and like Heatran or Zapdos to outspeed those. Weavile is a Life Orb set, which is 4 attacks: Ice Shard, Knockoff, Icicle Crash, and Low Kick, so I can hit the Tran harder. This is actually just regular Sableye, and this is Mega Gyarados, by the way, for his team. And then last but not least, I have a Leftovers Gramble with Play Rough, EQ, Toxic, and Thunder Wave. Because obviously I wanted to be able to slow down some of his stuff, like the Mega Gyara, but then also like Tangrowth and Zapdos. I figured it'd be useful to Toxic those. Well, spoiler, it didn't come into play whatsoever. The T-Wave. T-Wave was also there for Slurpuff. So that made a lot of sense in my head. As soon as he tried to set up on a Gramble, because that's setup fodder, and I've already revealed Toxic, then he's not going to expect his Thunder Wave more than likely, so that did make sense. And then the majority of my team still outspeeds it, and then can still kill it, even as soon as his Unburden gets activated. So that's the team. I'm just straight up gonna lead off with my Zard. I'm just gonna put it on slow. And I'm just gonna Flare Blitz turn 1 because this is a regular Sableye. My Zard is a max offense. And so I'm just gonna switch. That Gyarados takes a nice 36%. And he already goes for Dragon Dance, but he can't really beat Gramble at this point. So Gramble is just gonna sit there and fire off a Play Rough. I thought it was obligatory to Mega Evolve, but apparently it's not. So he sends in Zapdos. I want to keep Gramble healthy because I could dish out a Toxic here, but I also have a very nice switching into my Zard. Good thing he didn't T-Wave here. But here, I already make a misplay. I get greedy, and I go for a Dragon Dance. But I don't have Thunder Punch. I have Earthquake and Flare Blitz, as I said. Had I... Depends on what the Zapdos is at. No, Zapdos is still at full. But had I had Rocks up and gotten up a DD, then... This Zard just legitimately swept his team. But I got greedy. I set up a Dragon Dance, and after that, I just made another stupid play. Instead of harding in a Gramble, what I should have done is I just click Flare Blitz again. I'm just like, nah, fuck this thing. So it does a solid 39%, but that's obviously not enough because of the additional damage. Because of his additional bulk, he just doesn't die. So I'm going to Gramble right here. I'm very, very positive that he wants to preserve this thing because it can be very useful against my Gliscor and my Slowking, which are 2 of my 3 remaining walls. So it can easily break those. It doesn't do as well against my offensive threats, though, as it gets outsped by both, and I have Low Kick on my Weavile, and Keldeo just kills it with whatever. But yeah, so I'm very sure that he wants to switch out, so I dish out a Toxic, and I catch his Tangrowth, which is super nice. This Tangrowth turns out to be Fizz Def. I'm just going to go for some chip on a Tangrowth, just see what he is. Just gauge damage. And he goes for Sleep Powder. From this damage I can tell that he is almost max Fizz Def. So I go into Gliscor, very convinced that he's not going to knock off the Ramble for whatever reason. I'm very convinced of that, but I'm not sure. He goes on Slurpuff trying to seize the moment, and he wants to get off his belly drum. But I go into Gliscor, and he's still like, you know what? I'm going to try that. So I do 45%. He sets up the belly drum. He lives on a 5, and he gets a Citrus Berry. But Gliscor, the monstrosity dies, lives on 4%. I'm actually invested to live that. I think guaranteed, or like the roll is heavily in my favor. But yeah, so Poison Heal comes back. So that was very close because that would have just straight up swept me. Yeah, so I go for a Protect right here on the Zapdos. He shows Heat Wave. I'm just like, okay, fine. That makes a whole lot of sense. So I'm just gonna click Rocks here because I don't have Roost. So, but I did outspeed, fortunately. But so I just the last ditch effort to get up Rocks. I didn't have Roost, so I couldn't just go back up to full and then just facade this thing or make a hard switch into. I don't have a switch into Zapdos anymore, so but just predict that and go to Weavile. That would make sense. But I got a free switch into Weavile right now. He's not gonna hang around with Zapdos just to not take me out. So at this point, I'm just gonna go for a Crash, and I Calc. And if he is he's a very fat Tran. And after Leftovers, I think he just was out of range of a low kick. He was definitely out of range of a low kick. Because he Tran obviously super fat. So I go into a Slow King, which is the best counter in the game to Tran, especially when you're packing an Assault Vest. Unless he was like sub-protect something. But then, I mean, that's a waste of a Tran. And you probably want something to hit Zard as well. Because you don't want that thing setting up in your face. So I go into Keldeo. I got rid of Choice Scarf, and the Choice Scarf here was more of a hindrance than whatever, really, because everything on my team kind of one-shotted Gyarados from the range it was at anyway, so it had no setup opportunity whatsoever. So I go for Scald. So this is going to go on for a while now, because Sableye keeps recovering. I keep getting shitty rolls, so it's probably Max F. I don't know. But, so yeah, I keep just clicking Scald, and then he's gonna get burned eventually, as the turn where I got the burn. So we just keep going for Scald, and eventually he's just sick and tired of this game. He just goes for a Will-O-Wisp right here, and I'm just gonna Scald again. I'm just gonna kill this thing. He couldn't risk going at Growth, which is not packing the Assault Vest, by the way. Like a crit Scald plus an Icy Wind or something along those lines would have probably killed Tangrowth, and he should keep that really healthy because... well, at this point, Weavile just kind of wins anyway. So, I don't have any switch into Zapdos anymore, as I said. So what I did is just try and get as much damage as I could. Maybe wanted to make like an aggressive play. And overpredict. Maybe, no, like he could just freely discharge on my team at this point, so I didn't want to switch in anything. I think Keldeo kind of did his job, and I do think that Tran after Rocks is guaranteed to... I think die from another low kick. I don't know, and otherwise I still have Slow King for that, so I'm not too worried about the Tran. Keldeo loses to the Tangrowth, and I have other things to deal with Mega Gyarados. As I said, everything kills Mega Gyarados from the range it's at, so I'm not too worried. So what I'm gonna do here, obviously, is just go into my Weavile, and now I can just go for the Life Orb knockoff. Tran's going to come in right now. That was his check to Weavile, but as we can see, that almost takes 52%, so maybe even a low kick would have killed. I don't know. Maybe it was just max HP, and I got a shitty roll last time, and I thought it was pretty defensive too. I don't know. As I said, this game happened so long ago, I don't even remember my thought process whatsoever. I'm just trying to analyze what I see, but I don't think I played this game really well, because I should have preserved the Zard. And then the Zard should have been my ticket to victory, really, because it could just obliterate his entire team. His Gyarados was 4-hit KO'd, so I just need to switch one more time. Just Flare Blitz on the dose, and just bring in Zard one more time. Then Gyarados was still his only switch in, and then just kill it with that. And then from that point on out, his Tran was Leftovers. So I could Earthquake that into Oblivion, and then I could just Flare Blitz all the other things. So Zard was a huge threat, and I just threw it away like turn 3. So I'm not a good Charizard X user. I'll give you that for the season. We're going to see that a couple of times come into play. By going to Slowking, this Tangrowth does absolutely nothing to me. It is a super effective hit, but I'm Assault Vest. I am also packing some Spadef. So here I'm just going to go for the Ice Beam. The Gyarados comes in, and I'm just like, oh my god, this is going to be a shit show, isn't it? Because now he lives on 1. And now it depends on sleep turns. No, I just go into Gramble. And my idea with Gramble was I'm just going to sack it. And then the combination of Slowking plus Weavile should still win me this game. But I didn't want to go hard into Weavile right there. Because I don't know how much Crunch would have done, but I'm probably, even though it's resisted, it's a Weavile, it's a glass cannon. And then the Life Orb hits versus Growth plus Dose may have killed me. I don't know about the exact calc, but so Gramble here felt like the safest play. I still have a Life Orb, I still have an Ice Shard going on, so it doesn't really matter. And he couldn't switch the Gyarados out anymore. So here he starts complaining about how he could have potentially won a game had he gotten up one more turn. But I think that's just complete bullshit. And then he's like, yeah, I know, but Tangrowth doesn't die to an Ice Shard. Yeah, but I'm not locked in because I'm not Choice Banded. I'm Life Orb set. But it doesn't matter. So he starts doing weird excuses, but I don't know why. Here I'm just gonna go for Toxic because that's what I should have done with his Zapdos from the beginning. Now, even though I stand by my play because I needed Gramble really healthy for the Gyarados. If he had a win con in this game, it was like Slurpuff plus Zapdos. And if I had a win con, it was Zard plus Weavile. Weavile does really well this game, but I don't know. I just threw out my fucking Zard in the third turn, so honestly, I deserve to lose this game just by that play. Fortunately, I'm managing to bring it back. I'm holding my own right now. Both his walls that he has left are Toxic, and even though they both have super effective stab versus my Slowking just sits there and laughs. It's great. Assault Vest Slowking, one of my favorite mons ever. And at this point, both of them just lose to Weavile too. So this is kind of where I grab the game. So I'm just gonna play rough a couple more times. Unfortunately, missed the last one, but obviously that doesn't matter as long as I hit my crash. But I don't think I'm even gonna risk that. Probably after this, and just another play rough hit, so I crit just to compensate. But that doesn't really matter. Had I hit the other one, had I hit this one, I didn't really care. So now it goes into Zapdos. It's very obvious. I'm just going to click Ice Beam because it hits both his mons for super effective damage. He tries to get some regen with his Tangrowth back. That's admirable, but it doesn't really matter. He goes for the Sleep Powder. Probably a misclick. Maybe with Giga Drain he would have lifted one more hit, but after that, obviously, well. So this was an absolute shit show of a game because I should have won this way more easily because my Tangrowth is an absolute. Well, my Zard X was great in this matchup. Even the set that I brought was just plain Flare Blitz, Earthquake. Had I brought 3 attacks with also Thunder Punch, then I would have just swept straight through his team just from the start. But I didn't. That was very unfortunate. So regardless of that, Latios 663, very good game. Hope you enjoyed, and I will see you all in week 2.